What's wrong with mine?
Turn it back on. All right, Mike's hot. All right, my bad. I was like, all right, and we're back.
That was the grossest ever. Try that again.
Oh
Run
my
a lap.
God.
We do not have the time for him to run or lap.
Yeah,
Yes, we
It's
do.
gonna take-
bro, we
Back.
are ready. Come on,
Bruh.
we're back. We're back.
You see what's
Second
moving?
episode of Open Gym. We're back.
We're back. Where's your enthusiasm?
So, all right, we're back. Second episode of Open Gym, presented by Mojo Sports Gear. Rondell Sutherland here with Marvell Nichols and T Nesbitt. How y'all doing?
Hey, I'm here.
T's first episode. What's going on, T?
I'm back. What they call it? What's the rest now? I done lost basketball for so long. I done forgot the healthy scratch. What's it called again?
You choked.
No.
Jersey.
About Kawhi. He won't let the game winners over there. No longer in the IR though. I'm back. Teeth is kind of there. I'm here though. Let's do it.
All right. Y'all ready? We had a little rough start, but
Rough. It was. Yeah, let's just call it rough. I don't want to go no further.
It's rough.
But how you doing, Marvell?
Living life, man. Pretty good. How about yourself? Another good day.
I'm doing good, man. Just ready to get this show started. Just...
Technically, it started right now.
All right, bro. All right. Well, let's start with the first topic, the NBA bubble. Let's talk about life in the bubble. What y'all thinking on it?
Man, they kicking it. I think it's like the NBA 2K playground. I mean, they're NBA players, so naturally they already get whatever they want, pretty much. And you can pretty much assume that that's what's happening there. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're getting the finest cooking chefs, getting the best haircuts, getting the best of everything that they can get in a bubble.
All right.
I mean, I'm pretty sure their bubble living is better than most people's actual living, so I don't see a problem with it.
All right. What about you, Marvell?
I think he's capping about the haircut. Some of them still look mad wild. That's first and foremost. Like some of them were still looking like they just came fresh out the cave. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not the best looking person in the room right now. But no, the living. I don't know. I got mixed reviews on how the living is for the NBA players right now. It's from what I've seen, from what they eat. Not enough. I mean, you have to feed grown men. Like you're just giving them like carrot patties and juicy juice, and they have to eat, man.
Did you say carrot patties?
Did you say juicy juice?
What? What? When did you see a carrot patty? What is a carrot patty?
It's an over exaggeration, is
Uh-uh.
what it is.
What? That sounds disgusting. A carrot patty. You come home.
Carrot
Yeah,
cake is worse.
But hold on. What's juicy juice?
You never heard of juicy juice? You never grew up as a kid?
I was gonna say carrot cake is worse.
Yeah, but
Carrot cake is disgusting.
What?
I never heard someone call it juicy juice.
So what do they call it in your hood, bro?
Gin and juice.
It's just juice. What?
No, it's an actual brand, bro.
I never heard of it, bro.
So you never grew up and watched PBS like during like Arthur's commercials.
Probably, but you want me to remember Arthur's commercials?
I should have been there in your life.
That's crazy.
I should have been there sooner.
You're not my father.
You look like me.
That's crazy.
Mm.
But
You got
You
your
know.
hair done like me.
to be honest, to take it back to the bubble, I kind of agree with T. They having the time of their life.
I don't know. Like I've seen like players. They said that the first 2 days were pretty mundane.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, it would probably be rough. You just got there.
like some of them
Everyone's
have to
getting
be
accustomed.
quarantined for an extra 8 days because of them ordering more food. And I don't know, man. I'm just real skeptical of them being there.
All right.
Like Florida, the state of Florida is one of the top places of COVID in the world, not the United States. the world. This is highly concerning. Like, you laugh, but I'm like being so serious. It's fun. It's funny, but like, it's why would you do that?
But they don't have COVID though. Like there's a whole big they're a whole different entity than Orlando, Florida. Like they're in the wide world of sports, which has resorts. You walk in, you have freaking tests all over the place. The NBA probably has more tests than freaking half the rest of the world. I mean, you walk in, you get a test every day. They have state of the art everything, and my thing is, there's always gonna be somebody complaining. It's gonna be perspectives. Like the answer could be right there in your face, and somebody's still gonna look at it as a different answer because of your perspectives. A lot of them come, from spoiled kind of mindsets now. I feel like a lot of these players, they don't come from the hood like they say they do, or they're not used to not having like they say they do. Because at the end of the day, they're complaining about mundane things. One, you're complaining about things that are given to you. You know what I mean? Like you signed up for this. You could back out, but you signed up to go, and you can show me what you want to show me. I'm thinking of Jr. Jr. is going through his room, showing us all this here and there. I'm pretty sure that there's more options that they can eat. I'm pretty sure that they still have things weighted on their hands and foot. I'm pretty sure the people that order Uber Eats were just being thirsty. You don't have to do all of that. You could have brought stuff with you. They did not do any of that. So why are you going to complain about the little stuff? And we show you what we want to show you. We're not showing you the everything. Show me the whole building. Show me where you can go eat at. Show me your living situations, and I'll show you mine. And then come complain. That's just my thought process. When like the NBA players get a lot given to them already, I don't want to hear too much complaint about what you don't have. And don't forget what you're here for. You're here to ball. You're here to do your thing, try to win a championship. To me, none of that other stuff really matters. I'm gonna eat what I need to eat. If I don't have what I need to have, then there's chefs down there. I am 100% sure. Maybe we haven't seen them yet, but I'm 100% sure there is a chef there that wants to make them whatever Cobb salad they want.
I would hope.
Whatever banana, pepper, freaking kale juice salad smoothie that they want. They will have whatever they need. They're NBA players. What don't they ever have? They got girls on the way. Pretty sure. Punch and bunches.
Well, we already saw
Bro,
this.
like, why would they not have women on the way? Like,
I
come
mean,
on.
we already saw somebody tweeted out that she was invited. So
All I'm saying is this: like, NBA players really might be like the slickest of them all. Like, as far as like when it comes to women, NBA players are pretty slick.
probably.
They get out there now, like they get exposed a little bit more nowadays, but they're pretty slick.
Everything gets exposed nowadays.
Like, I remember watching an episode of like Oprah, I think it was, or some talk show.
You watch
And-
Oprah?
No. It was a specific moment that I watched of Oprah. Like, I don't do that.
Well, you watched like
Me and you
the
will
Bulls
never
when they was on
fall.
Oprah or something.
Yeah, no. I don't think it was the whole Bulls team, but it was like Charles Barkley in them. It was Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen. I think Jordan was on there too. And they were like talking about how NBA players, like, you know what I'm saying, what they do in the hotel rooms and how they are in marriages and whatnot. And they were like, NBA players don't cheat, and then like trying to give you like little hints and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I heard stories about the Showtime Lakers. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was that man when it came to like, you know, like balling and speaking on civil rights and whatnot. But trust me, he used to get down. I heard. That's just what I heard. This is a story. Like, I had heard Showtime Lakers used to really get down, and I understand that it's 80s in LA.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Like that's the like you, yeah. Like it's. Of course. That's why I feel like that whole thing with like, you know, like with ball players anyway. It's just like when you're in a big market, you're going to do that. I mean, of course, you're going to do that as a player, but so I think that it's just a part of the game at this point.
Well, that's part of being a jock. Period, though. Is I mean, you do well with the ladies. Now, I'm not saying that it's always that, because you don't necessarily have to be a jock to do well with the ladies, and you could be a jock and not do so well with the ladies. It all come into play, but generally jocks do well with the ladies. So I think you have a sort of clout that you have about you when you are a ball player. You know, they're going from take the NBA out of the equation. Just hoopers, period. Like the cheerleaders went with the hoopers typically, a lot of times, or whatever, dance squads, so on and so forth. So now they get to a point where, okay, if you tell me that I might have to deal with not even 3 months, because they have like a 5-week, I think, grace period before they can start having company. You tell me I can win a championship and I'm gonna have to deal with 5 weeks and not having a chick here and there. All right, I want to win that championship, because that's one thing that won't be around forever. Females, they'll be around forever.
No, they won't.
Yeah, they will.
No, they won't.
They'll be around forever.
Because you gotta think of the top 3 things that a woman would want out of an NBA player.
What's that?
money and the physique. That's what they want. They want that title. You know what I'm saying? Like we have these jokes about like videos like you ever see that video when Russell Wilson got drafted?
Oh yeah.
How happy his then girlfriend was.
She thought she had the jackpot.
And then now he's with Ashanti. You see how life works? Like
Ashanti.
not Ashanti, Rusier. I'm sorry.
But she has some breaking news.
Ashanti's a little. Hey, listen. I had my shot.
How did you get them both mixed up though? Like, what about Ashanti and Sierra?
You're absolutely right. Ashanti looks a lot better.
I'll give you that.
I'm glad. I respect you. I'm glad we
that.
didn't make that to an argument.
No.
I like that.
That's crazy.
No, I'll give you that.
I'm sorry. Did you disagree, Rondell?
No, I didn't.
Because you are still in the room. Did we forget about you, bro?
No, y'all didn't forget about me. I was just watching y'all work.
You know, Rondell, you were like, she's not taking both.
It's like when the two roasters in the room are just like getting at each other, and then you got that one person be like, "That joke was funny," and then be like, "I know you're not talking."
That's crazy. I mean, I was gonna agree with you. That's just it. But I wanted to see what y'all thought about those jail comparisons that they were making.
I don't think they understand the whole jail concept.
That's probably the dumbest thing I ever heard ever.
Because jail's not something that like you literally signed up to go here. No one made you. They're legitimately telling you, hey, if you don't, we understand COVID, we understand the systematic things that are going around in this world. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. They were on Fantasia. You don't want me, don't talk to me.
Right.
Go ahead and free yourself. They decided to come.
Shut up.
And now they want to complain like, oh, it's jail. Well, it's not. You can go out and fish now.
Right.
You can go. It's the wide world of sports. They don't call it the small world of sports. They call it the wide world of sports. It's so many options out there. But if you want to complain about what you don't have, because there's always going to be something you don't have, no matter what, then you're looking at it with the wrong perspective. Like, look at the things that you do have. Look at the opportunity that they're trying to give you to be able to play basketball. Again, going to the COVID test, look at the fact that if you want to talk about prisons, they don't have enough tests. They don't have enough people that care enough about those prisoners who are also human beings to say, let me test you to make sure that the rest of the world can be safe and healthy. We don't have that, but the NBA players do, just so you can play a kid's game for real. So I don't want to hear them complain anything about jail when you can get up and do whatever you want to do, just not everything you want to do. You're doing. I would talk to anybody in jail and tell them trade NBA player spots. I will guarantee you 100% of those guys will say, "Oh yeah, I'll do my time in wide world of sports." Absolutely, I can go out and fish and swim and freaking do whatever I can. Starburst. I can eat Starburst. You know what I'm saying? Like I can go get me a juice if I want, or a juicy juice if I feel like it. All those things are options when you're not in jail.
Yeah, Rondell.
I don't want. Yeah, I don't. I definitely don't.
What I had to do with
Juicy
this?
juice.
Juicy juice.
I still don't know where y'all got this juicy juice from. I have to look it up. I don't know why it's escaping me, but I don't know what it is.
I'm gonna ask Chappelle what juicy is.
Anywho. But no, I think that jail comparison is probably is really whack. I just don't think that it makes any type of sense. I mean, in comparison to how you were living in the previous, it's going to have to make some changes. You're in a world where you don't get what you need, and you don't get what you want, or you're not used to a certain lifestyle anymore. You have to adjust to the changes that's going on around you. That's what it mainly is for people at the end of the day, and I think that the NBA players don't care as much as we would as people, as much as it's crazy to say, because I feel like we are not in that position to where we know what it's like to have lived with millions of dollars for an X amount of time. You see what I mean? I think that we are talking from a perspective of what we would do, but we don't have their finances. We don't know what we would do in the meantime of if I had that money, how much would I complain? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. Like, we come from ramen noodles. You know what I'm saying? They come from the most expensive Alfredo you can think of, the fettuccine joints. You know what I mean? So for them to downgrade for that, like if they had like for a 13-year span of just like never have to eat like we do as normal people, and then they have to downgrade to that. It's just that's what their whole demeanor is. It's like how a person is negotiating a contract.
Right.
It's like, okay, I'm Carmelo Anthony. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like in like 2015 or something like that. I'm just giving an example. You see now I'm getting older, but you see I can still produce at a high level, and you know what my resume is on, so I expect this much. But they're looking at it like, well, we need to get you some help. On top of you're at this age, on top of you have these injuries, on top of we are in a competition with LeBron still in the East, on top of everyone else that thinks they're a contender. So a lot of that has to factor in. It's like a decrease. It's like you have to balance this out. You have to see which one's going to win at the end of the day, like in the margin category.
All right.
So it's more so just like you have to take what you have, because you have to also like just you've been there before. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these players have been here before. They've been to jail before. Some of these players have been to prison. There's a lot of athletes that have been to prison that came to this position here today. So there's some people that's not going to mean anything to them. It's not going to mean anything. Like, we're cool. Like, I've been in the trenches before. Like, it's nothing. Some players is just like, I mean, especially the younger ones in my mind, psychologically, if I think about it, it's just like, I don't want to go ahead and just, eat these Chef Boyardee spaghetti-o noodles. Like, I'm cool. Like, where's the filet mignon at? Like, this is what I live. Like, this is how I wanted to live, and this is how I'm going to live. Some people are stuck on that mindset as well. Some people have just already embedded it in my mind, like, after I get rich, I'm gonna do this from now on. It's like when you finance your money, it's just like, okay, you're sticking to a plan. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna make sure I do this so I don't have to live like this ever again. So it's those type of people that have those type of mindsets too. So it kind of balances out with the attitudes of what people bring to an overall collective, and then what they show us, because we get all the different kinds of stories. It just depends on which one comes first, because the first one gets the narrative.
All right.
So that's what it always means at the end of the day. Like how we're talking, how he knows that they got chefs and all that and whatnot that's catering to them and giving them all kind of foods and whatnot. And I just told a completely different story from what I've seen. It's all what came out first and what you've seen in the narrative. So until we get the full official answer.
And that's a lot that I see too nowadays. It's people care more about the narrative than the truth. And it's a lot of times it's their truth. Like, I'm a person that wants to know the truth. Let's get to the actual truth. Forget my truth, your truth. Let's get to the actual truth, because it's always going to be one side or another. I don't really care if someone agrees with me. Like, I believe that's why you have your own takes. That's why you're able to free think. That's why you're able to speak for yourself. All those things. But I think we live in a world that doesn't necessarily look at it that way. I can agree that I probably have a more older school mindset. That's what I grew up on. That's kind of the values that I've learned. Like, I don't put too much emphasis on it. But we live in a world where I want to show you my narrative and skip everything else out. So as long as I show you my little room and these Starbursts here and this little chips here, and I never, when I walk out this door, I don't show you everything else. So you don't see the chefs whipping up stuff. You know what I'm saying? You don't see the massage, the people giving the masseuse chairs and all that, whatever it's called. I'm not pampered enough to know what
Right.
called. But to be able to get a massage or anything like that, we don't look at the, if I seen the COVID room where you get tested, like, I'm pretty sure that would be good at another gym in another city. But these NBA players get all of this. But I want to show you, look at what we don't have. So you can look at the NBA and say, oh, well, they're doing these players harms. First of all, you're making millions and millions of dollars to play basketball. If that's what jail looks like to you, on Don't Be a Menace to South Central, I drink your juice in the hood, take me to jail, lock me up, throw away the key. Y'all living good over here.
Right.
Like, I just don't get it. And a big part of that is, are you really from the bottom? Because a lot of these players, that's where you come from. You come from poverty. You come from not having much. You come from being, somebody giving you a chance to play ball and take you to places that you never would have seen before. And then they get there and it's like, oh, you wanted me to eat noodles? Dude, you ate noodles to get here.
All right.
A lot of these cats come from college. Like, I've been in college. That's all you live on pretty much is noodles. Now all of a sudden you want to be fancy. You could have brought your own stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like learn how to cook. But nah, I don't want to do all that because I want a chef to take care of me. I want this, that, and the third. So it's like I can get it. You're in a different world right now, but everybody in a different world. This is COVID land now. We wake up different. We had to walk in here with a mask on. That doesn't. We still have to get up and do what we do. There's people, the first responders, that still get up and do what they have to do. There's people that still go to work every day doing what they have to do. They're not rewarded with COVID tests every day. They're not rewarded with chefs and the finest of the finest. Like you can't complain about stuff the little bit that you don't have when you have pretty much everything. So I mean, that's just my opinion on it.
I mean, I see where both y'all coming from. Like the jail comparisons, they do go a little too far at times. Like when Jr. was talking about what kind of commissary is this, I don't know what he was talking about. I don't know exactly what he was talking about. It had me dying, but yeah, like that was a little too far. Or like LeBron when I can't remember exactly what he tweeted out, but he tweeted something like leaving his family. It felt like going to jail and all that other stuff. I'm like you chose to go here. Like you could have stayed. You didn't have to go to the bubble, win another championship. Like you could have just stayed with the James fam, all that other stuff. Like I get where y'all coming from. I kind of understand where they coming from though, because it's like you said, like some of them did come from the bottom, but they've been at the top. They've been making millions for so long that mentality or just that like that environment that they came from, they don't remember that. They don't it's not in their bones like it used to be. So yeah, but
you also have to understand too, like what they're here for.
right.
You know, they do all this complaining and everything, and like you're here to ball and everything too, but they're not just here to ball at this point. You know what I'm saying? We're still also in a point where there's social justice issues,
Right.
and they want to be able to speak out what they need to speak out, and they're there for that. So on top of that, like we understand, like, well, yeah, why are you making these type of complaints for? You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like
And-
there have been people that have had less doing more.
And that goes to what Jay Williams was talking about when he was like they sound tone deaf. Like all these everything that's going on, COVID, the Black Lives Matter movement is back at its height. Like they sound tone deaf at times. I mean, like it's great entertainment, but there's a lot of stuff going on to the point where it's like you shouldn't be on live complaining about finding a blanket or your food situation or comparing this to jail when there's so many things you could be talking about.
Well, it's easy to point the finger and not look in the mirror.
Right.
And again, so often you see that. You can always say, oh, he's at fault or she's at fault, but I didn't do anything wrong. Well, technically, you're doing something wrong by just pointing fingers. Come to a resolution, try to figure things out in a positive light. If you don't like the things you do, like the NBA players, they have an NBA PA. You have a players association that's able to speak for you, but you don't care about that. You care about the court of public opinion, which to me it holds way too much weight. I don't know if it's a social media thing because people get to that point. First thing I do when something goes wrong is bring up my Twitter or bring up my Facebook or bring up my Instagram so I can vent and I can complain and I can do all that. Like, dude, ain't nobody trying to hear that. Me personally, I don't care about it. Just ball. You here for a go. Let's not forget that. If you want to talk about the Black Lives Matter movement. Talk about, put that into your perspective. All right, I'm sitting here complaining about what I do have. Well, there's people that don't even have their life anymore. Right. That's what we're here to speak on. That's why, that was a big reason why all these players, and I found the Kyrie thing offensive because I'm like, well, dude, you could always speak on, Black Lives things. You can always do things for social justice. You don't need to blow up the basketball season to be able to do any of that. Haven't heard from Kyrie again. Not one little Bo Peep from that dude. Because to me, you're not keeping it 100. You're just saying things to get you the clicks. You're saying things that's going to get you the retweets and the shares, and you're not actually really about the movement. If you're about the movement, you show up and you do something. When they put the mic in your face, say something about it then. Don't complain. And it just feels like I don't know if that's what's just being shown, because I'm pretty sure there's other players that are doing things social justice wise and trying to help communities and doing all that there's not a camera on, because people really don't care about the positivity.
Right, and that speaks to what Kawhi has said. He said, instead of all the talking, like, let's just do it. Let's give back to these communities. Let's help them out, all that other stuff.
It's the right thing to do, but not everybody does what's right, and And a lot of times you're not committed enough to, and I think that's the reason why a lot of people don't. I think if you got more credit for doing things the right way and got more tabloids and headlines and stuff when you do things the right way, people would be more inclined to do it.
All right.
But negative sales attention, negative sales clicks, negative sales everything. So it's more so they're kind of walking to it with tippy toe feet just because I want to be celebrated too. Because you got to understand to an extent, you guys are used to hitting shots and having a crowd cheer. So it seems like they're looking for that validation, but at the same time, when you're doing it the right way and the right reason, you do have that platform. Use it. I'll respect you more if you use what you have, But that's just me.
Okay. All right. Well, we're about to go on a quick break, and we'll be back in a minute.
Pack on the game, and just being able to have the total package of everything.
All right.
Number 2, I'll probably go with Giannis. He's just unstoppable. All he needs is a jump shot.
Yeah, that would definitely be my number 2, Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis is at a point where he's just unfair. Like he's like a cheat code.
Yeah.
What can't he like? He's just 3 steps to the hoop and it's over with.
I mean,
he's like a cheat code.
He is a cheat code.
Yeah.
I mean, once he get that jump shot, he could be unstoppable. He could be deadly like KD, in my opinion.
For now, it's just like all you gotta do is defend and like just play zone. You have to play 2-3 zone and you have to wall up. That's
Right.
what you really have to do against him because I mean, you have to go. You have to make Chris Middleton the number 1 scoring option for the Bucks. And he's the second one. He can give you about a good healthy 20, 21, 23. But it's not going to be the 34, 37 Giannis can put on your head.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The 37 and 16 he can do casually. Like, it's not fair.
Right.
So, number 3, I have Kawhi.
Kawhi at 3?
Kawhi at 3.
I mean, if we talking 100% healthy, I got to go KD at 3.
Oh, yeah, duh. Oh, man. KD's my best player, actually. I'm going KD, LeBron, Giannis, Kawhi, and then give me at number 5. It's too early to say Luka, but Luka's definitely in the top 10. It's too early for him to be at number 5.
I mean, I know you ain't going to like this choice, but my number 4 would probably be Kyrie.
I hate everything about that choice.
That's crazy.
Matter of fact, that's probably the worst choice you ever. Like, get out. We don't need to produce the show anymore.
That's
I got
wild.
it. I'll take it from here. Get out.
Oh, you want me to get out?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not going.
Go ahead.
I
Get
know
out.
he's
Take a lap.
he's a producer.
All right.
No. I got it, bro. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I got it.
I'm not going nowhere.
All right.
He's not going anywhere.
I mean, who would you take over Kyrie?
Everybody.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, so who would you said your 5 was what? LeBron?
Kyrie might not even be in my top 5 point guard.
Not even your top 5 point guard.
Yeah, he's might not be top 5.
Who would you put in your top 5 point guard? Before we go on the top healthy, I need to know your top 5 point guards.
Go ahead and give me Dame Lillard.
Okay.
Chris Paul right now.
All right, I'll give you Chris Paul.
Give me Chris Paul right now.
I'll give you prime Chris Paul, young Chris Paul, right now Chris Paul. I'll give you that.
Okay. This is actually kind of debatable. Westbrook's kind of debatable
Over Kyrie?
over Kyrie.
I
would take Westbrook over Kyrie.
I mean, they both. I mean,
It's just Westbrook's so inefficient. It's nuts.
right. Like,
But if I can get someone that can defend, that can
that's the only thing I'll give over him. He could
Be
defend,
physical.
but he can't shoot like Kyrie.
that's fine. We have 4 other players for that.
Okay.
And Russell Westbrook, he can move the ball.
Right.
He's averaged double digits assists 3 times.
I mean, he'll probably ball hog and everything, but
boom. I know how to properly use Russell Westbrook.
okay.
How the Rockets should. The Rockets should just go ahead and run Harden as the primary point guard and just have Russell Westbrook be the cut man.
All right.
Because he can't shoot. So why would you have him like on anywhere in the 3-point line? So just have him there. Who is going to be able to stop Russell Westbrook on a cut?
Okay, but
Give me an answer.
no one really. Let's be honest. So, who's your 4 before?
I did name 4.
Nah, you're on 4 right now. You only named 3.
Oh, give me Steph Curry. Easy. Like, what are we doing?
So you
here?
want the guy
Yes, I do.
other than shooting? What does he have over Kyrie?
Everything else.
He can't defend.
It's better IQ. Steph Curry has better IQ than Kyrie.
We talking shot?
Kyrie is the best. Not Kyrie. Curry is the best off-ball player in the world. The world. Healthy Steph Curry is the best off-ball player in the world.
I wouldn't say the best, but
He's the best off-ball player in the world.
He great. Okay, whatever. Who's your 5?
Would I take Ben Simmons over Kyrie?
It's taking you forever, and then you got to go for a small forward.
He's primarily a point guard now.
He's a small forward.
I mean, yeah, but come on.
Okay.
LeBron's a small forward. So what's that mean?
That means he's a small forward. Just because they like to play point guard don't mean they a point guard.
He's the point guard of the team, though. He's the starting small forward is Tobias Harris.
Okay.
For the Sixers.
So you'll take those 5 over Kyrie?
Yes. I'm debating still.
I'll give you 3 of them.
Ben Simmons. I'm debating still on Ben Simmons.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, but to take it back to the top 10 healthy people, who you got, T?
My list. Let me take a look. All right. Number 1, LeBron James.
That makes sense.
Self-explanatory. I mean, I don't want to say he's lost a step because it's not a noticeable step, but you get older. Father time, blah, blah, blah. Still leading the league in assists. Still scares you. Still can win a championship as the best player on the team. LeBron James is still LeBron James.
Right.
Flat out. Second, Giannis. He's one of them. You always hear if he could shoot things, don't let him be able to shoot. Don't let him be a 35 to 37 three-point guy. Because it's really a wrap. There's nothing you can do about this man already but hope he shoots and misses it. But if he starts hitting those kind of shots, it's really a wrap because he doesn't have any other flaw.
Yeah, like I said, if he get a jump shot, he could be KD, really.
That dude is ridiculous. And he still has so much more to go. Like, that's the thing about him. He's not even close to a ceiling, I don't think. Like, that dude doesn't have no ceiling. Shout out to Lil Wayne for that one. But
not to cut you off too. I do have a narrative. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's like saying no offense, and then I'm going to say the most offensive thing I can say to you.
But it's like at least a disclosure to your feelings.
It's cool. Someone cares about my man.
That's crazy.
It ain't often somebody cares
But
about your
I do have a little bit of a hot take for y'all. So hear me out.
Better be hot.
There's one player ever that's won MVP, Finals MVP, and Defensive Player of the Year in 1 year, right? That was Hakeem Olajuwon in the 93-94 season. Someone's going to do that in our lifetime, and it will be Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
I can see it, but I don't think that's a possibility. Like, he got to get to the finals first.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's such a hot take, but it's also such a hot take because you know how hard that is to do.
Yeah, I mean, he could have did it last year, to be honest. Or was he? He wasn't definitely.
He was in semifinals last year. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean,
he was in the conference finals.
Yeah, he was in the conference. Yeah.
Was it the conference finals?
Yeah. Because Kawhi had the
shot happened in the semifinals.
Yeah.
Yep. Actually, speaking of my number 3, Kawhi Leonard. Yep.
I was gonna get to him. He was gonna be my 4, I think.
My thing with Kawhi is, spoiler alert, Durant's my number 4. I have Kawhi there more so because my respect level. Yeah, Durant has 2 championships. I don't respect him at all. I feel like he had to cheat to get them.
That's a convo for another day.
Yeah, it absolutely is. But I don't respect his championship. Like, I look at Kawhi's championship. I know he has 2 now. But I look at his championship more of the lines that I looked at Dirk when he won in 2011. The Mavs don't win without Kawhi. The Warriors win those championships, I feel like, or have a good shot to win those championships without Kevin Durant.
All right.
So, on the respect level, I definitely give it to Kawhi on that, just because I feel like, and he plays both sides of the court at an elite level. I think Durant started to do that with the Warriors team, but it's kind of like I feel like playing defense because I have a dominant team around me. Well, I feel like playing defense all the time. Kawhi is your system. Durant fit into a system and then started to play defense because I don't have to do so much offensively. But a great player, he's going to do it both. You know, Kawhi is the type of player he's going to give you 25 to 30 on the offensive end, and he's going to play your best defender your best offensive player, whether it's LeBron, whether it's Giannis, whoever. It's a point guard, he's going to stick him. I can respect that. That's what gives him the edge over Durant. Durant, enough said. I mean, easy money sniper. That man, bar none, probably outside of Michael Jordan, greatest scorer I've ever seen. All levels, can do whatever he wants to. 7 foot, you can't block his shot. And again, he can play elite level defense when he feels like it. But Durant, he's a dog. That's my guy as far as the talent level goes. But as far as what he did, I don't respect that. And I feel like basketball, if nothing else, you play for respect. You play for them barbershop talks. You do all that. And for him to do what he did, and I think he admitted it himself, that's why I went to Brooklyn. I need to win a championship a different way because the championship I did win wasn't respected. But that's my guy for 4. Number 5, his old teammate, Steph Curry. Personally, I want to put Kyrie over Steph Curry. Head to head, he killed him. I mean, flat out.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see why he would put Curry over Kyrie.
Curry gets the nod because of the accolades, and I mean I'll give him a little credit for that 2015 championship, even though there's a certain point guard that was not there, and then that backup point guard that Cleveland had, he gave Steph some trouble. I don't see that going the other way. I don't see Sean Livingston being able to shut Kyrie down and give him that much trouble. Right. But that backup did some things.
I mean, let's be honest. They put Clay on Kyrie. He didn't even fully stop him.
He had to, and he got crushed. Kyrie's a monster. Now I don't like a lot of things he does on a personality standpoint. You know, he's real quirky with it, weirdo. Yeah. But I mean, we're talking basketball here. On the basketball landscape, he's a dog. But I'm gonna put Curry over him because Curry does have the accolades. Curry is the greatest 3-point shooter of all time. Even though I know Kyrie has clipped, Curry's still the greatest. There's something to be said for the greatest. He's that. I got to give him that credit.
I also believe that Steph Curry is the best shooter of all time. Steph Curry is also my number 5. I'm hoping that we agree on a number 6.
No, number 6.
Won't. I feel like I feel like the number 6 is going to be one or two players, and I feel like it's one of those two players we're going to have our 6 and 7.
I mean, honestly, before we go to 6, my 5 would be Kyrie. So
yeah. You're disgusting.
I understand that. My number 6, Luka. Flat out.
Okay. Oh yeah, we didn't agree.
Luka doesn't have to be in the league for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Luka's a 5, 6, 7, 8 year pro now. That man's ready. He's a baller. He makes his team better. Flat out. He can play from the 1 to the 4. I feel like he's just a skilled dude. Like Luka's a bad man. I love him. That's my guy in the bag of fries for sure. Number 7, Kyrie.
7. Yeah, wait, 7.
He's at 7 mainly because Kyrie does have noticeable flaws. That defense, you can get past him. Steph Curry, he's a good team defender. He's not a good defender at all. But he's a good team defender. And the structure of the defense, he can play. Kyrie, I can't necessarily say that. You have to hide Kyrie on defense because he will get killed. And Luka's big enough to guard a couple positions, so that's why he gets the nod. But I really think they're all kind of in that same area.
Like they don't really defend.
No, not really. Yeah. I mean, but you know, a lot of these guys feel like either A, they have somebody that will be the defender for them,
right,
or B, I mean, I'm doing so much on the offensive end, especially Steph Curry was going to have to do the limited time he was able to play this year. But I know if he was healthy, I still think if Steph Curry was healthy, that Warriors team wasn't going to do too good, flat out. You know, and I can't put you that far above anybody when I don't think your presence alone makes your team a contender. The guys that are ahead of Steph Curry, I feel like instantly make them a contender. Luka, if it wasn't for Steph's accolades, and obviously you have to count those in on a skill level, I'd probably put Luka over Steph. Just because Luka does a whole lot more than Steph can really do. Like right. Luka's more, I'm good at a lot of things. Steph's great at one really good thing, and that's shooting a 3-point. Luka's good at pretty much everything. It's just the tier he has.
You don't see like you agree with that, Marvell.
It's all right.
Come on, man. Are you serious?
Absolutely.
You just downgraded Steph Curry's whole career.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, we're gonna have a segment on that next show. I promise you. I promise you. We're gonna have a segment on that the very next show.
Them two.
Most definitely.
Kyrie versus Steph.
2 of the 3 attained.
Honestly, Kyrie versus Steph, and
we are going to have that episode on the next joint.
Kyrie kills him head to head.
Yeah,
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 I'm definitely gonna leave.
Yeah, number 6. Number 6. I have James Harden.
Okay, but you won't put Kyrie, but you put James Harden,
Most definitely.
who don't even play defense at all. I
Okay.
mean, we literally have seen him be in front of someone and then step aside and let them score.
Has Kyrie ever been in the top 5 in voting for MVP?
It doesn't have to be.
Hold on. It's a question.
He doesn't
Hold
have
on.
to
Answer the question. It's a yes or no question.
be. I mean,
Right? Has
don't
Kyrie Irving been in the top 5 in scoring, even though he's known as a scorer
It doesn't have to be.
in any season?
he doesn't have to be.
Where has Kyrie gone without LeBron in his career in the playoffs?
I mean, before LeBron, he was always injured. So
He was always injured.
yeah, for the most part.
And technically, Boston made the playoffs.
Yeah, but the narrative is with that Boston situation is they went all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals without him, and then with the next season they got out the first round.
Yeah, sometimes things happen.
Or
I
the
mean,
second
he was
round.
injured,
Year after year.
and then he come back, and the chemistry's not the same. I mean, let's be honest. They got there because of him. It's not like they got there without him.
But we're talking about in the same instance too of like you gotta look at what Kawhi did. Kawhi was low managing a lot of the season in Toronto and won a championship.
So you couldn't tell me the word when I was looking for earlier. I mean, that was the word I was looking for, load management.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But no load management today. But I gotta be on air for 30 seconds talking about I forgot the word. It's a teammate.
I apologize.
Chest pass, brother.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean it.
You talk about Kyrie,
I
but you a
tried to
bad
ISO.
teammate too.
I try to let you rock, bro. I try to let you
It's
ISO.
literally the ones closest to you.
That's crazy.
I'm telling you.
That's pain.
You talk about Kyrie, but you probably a worse teammate than him right now.
Shooting every shot.
Shoot, what? I'm the
Man.
best leader.
That's crazy.
Ask anybody in sports emphasis.
Best leader.
I got the C on my my jersey like in football.
Oh, you a captain?
Yeah,
I don't know about that
Captain
one.
Crunch.
that sounds great right now. Anywho, my number 7 is Anthony Davis.
A cereal buffet would be dope.
That makes
actually.
sense.
My number 7 is Anthony Davis. Great defender, great scorer as well,
Yeah.
and I think that his shooting has gotten a little off since he's been in LA, but that's not his fault. It's still very productive. Like I said, he's aiming for Defensive Player of the Year, and he's coming for that narrative. I know he's going to get that. You know, he's always been a great defender ever since he's been in the league, so I respect him off that. And Anthony Davis, when healthy, oh my God. Like, we're looking at one of the best big men we've ever seen. You know, like, this is our generation's David Robinson. So, in that retrospect.
That's the comparison you gonna give him?
Yes. Even though David Robinson was.
I don't remember him being a shooter though.
Yeah, I mean, he had a mid range. He had a mid range to him. Now he had a little bit of a 3,
Right.
like AD would. Like you would give him like if you would like to leave him over, he'll probably make like 3 out of 10 shots, like from 3, something like that along those lines. But David Robinson definitely had a mid range jumper. He definitely had post presence. He was a great rebounder, a terrific defender, an intimidator in the block.
But you would say AD's an intimidator?
I would say AD is an intimidator. He doesn't look like it, but it's just like, are you going to go up in the paint with him like consistently? He's great at blocking.
I can see that.
Yeah, he's a great blocker.
I mean, I would bring him out to the 3-point line. I don't think he could defend from there, to be honest.
No, he has good perimeter defense because you got to remember he grew up a point guard. He has guard skills. So it's like he grew up playing a guard until he had that growth spurt. So that's where a lot of his ball handling comes from. That's where a lot of his perimeter defense comes from. That's where his switchability comes from. He can guard 1 through 5.
I mean, that still don't mean, like, if I'm smaller and I'm quicker than him, that still don't mean he can cover me like that.
Yeah, like that. I mean, like, you're not going to be in those positions where, like, Anthony Davis is going to guard Damian Lillard all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be off of a switch, but, like, if it came to it, he can do it. You know what I mean? But speaking of Dame Lillard, that's actually my next player.
That's your 8th?
That's my 8th.
Okay. Well, who I say was my 5th? I said Kyrie.
You said Kyrie's your 5th.
All right, so my
you said
6th.
you said your 7th.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm ahead of you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Really, my 7 through 10 is kind of jumbled actually. I'm gonna spoil you. Just name all 4 of them. I got Kyrie, AD, Harden, and Paul George. And the reasons
What's up with
behind
this Harden,
that,
man? I said, what's up with Harden in this?
well, you got to give him some credit.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll give him some
top
credit,
10
but
player.
Harden is the top 10. I said my 7 through 10.
Oh, yeah.
So that means it could be Kyrie could be 7, Kyrie could be 10.
I mean, I just feel like if you got Steph on your list and you got Luka, I don't see the point of having Harden at all.
Well, I'm not building a team. I'm naming you my top 10
Yeah,
players.
that's a good point.
Now, if I'm building a team, then it's going to be
I
a
mean,
whole lot
if I'm
different.
building the team, then I'm definitely up for
Like, if I'm building a team, you'll see Jokic on this team.
right.
Like, you won't see him on my list here, but you'll be on my team. But anyway, for conversation's sake, I'm going to go ahead and just say Kyrie as my 7th, and that's just fully healthy, playing. I thought Kyrie, just plain and simple, was a dog. Focus Kyrie's one of the most gifted offensive players I've ever seen. Defensively, he's going to need a lot of help. I get that, but Kyrie still has a championship on his resume. Forget who he played with, how he did, whatever the case may be. Kyrie Irving probably hit the biggest shot in, maybe not all time, but it's up there.
It's definitely the biggest shot in probably Cavs history.
Oh, absolutely the biggest shot in Cavs history.
Yeah.
But
that's undisputable.
and he hit it in somebody's face. I cannot remember who.
I think I remember who. He had a number 30 on his jersey, if I think correctly.
Oh, you mean a 2-time MVP and the first ever unanimous MVP?
That's what makes it so dope. You did that to a 2-time. Woo. That man's a man. But anyway, Kyrie, number 7. Moving forward, AD. Thing with AD is I need to see more.
Mm-hmm.
You can have all the talent in the world, but
Well,
it's the NBA.
you need to see more from him from a playoffs?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to see more. I need to see
That kind
more
of scared me. How I was about to say.
from a playoff perspective, and he's hurt a lot. Same with Kyrie, and that's probably why they're intertwined here. Because Kyrie, I can say I need to see more. He misses a lot of games, but I've seen Kyrie do it on the biggest stage. After this year, AD may move up because that's the thing. AD could be in that top 3 by the time this is all said and done. He has that type of talent.
I wouldn't go that far, put him in the top 3, but definitely top 5.
He could be
He's still young enough
because
he's only like 26.
Yeah, 26, 27, somewhere around there. But he still has enough talent to ascend. You know, you haven't seen the best AD yet, I don't think. This year is going to tell us why. Like, if the Lakers get bounced in the second round, I think that's more of a black mark in AD's career than it is LeBron's. LeBron will take the flack, but AD is more so. That's why we brought you here. So you can help a guy like LeBron get to that next level. Because he ain't never seen a dude like you. Chris Bosh wasn't that. Kevin Love wasn't that. You know, AD is pretty much, if you took the best case scenario Chris Bosh could ever be, and you took the best case scenario Kevin Love needed to be, and you mixed them together, and then you times it by 100. That's AD's talent level.
Right.
I think talent level, I think AD is the second best player
I mean,
Bron's
like,
ever
by
played with.
maybe 20.
100.
100?
I'm extra.
I mean,
I'm super
Kevin can
extra.
shoot. Chris can shoot.
Exactly.
Chris was a decent defender. Kevin was all right at times.
He's a terrible defender.
I mean, I
But
wouldn't
that
say
one
that.
that defensive stop on the certain number 30 for Golden State, boy. That 2-time MVP, I'm gonna have to start questioning that. I might move him down.
Yeah, might have to
Actually,
question that.
I'm thinking about it. But anyway, hard times Harden, number 9. I'm gonna need to see some playoff success. I'm gonna need to see you take your team to the finals if I want to put you up there.
That's good.
Regular season is cool, but regular season you get to play the Hornets sometime. You're not playing the Hornets when playoff time comes. I've seen him bounce a few times when they should have won games. That San Antonio series stands out when Manu Ginobili ended up getting that block on him. You're supposed to win that game. There's no Kawhi out there on that court. You are by far the best team, the best player, and you didn't show up. You were on a team that went 0-27 to lose the game to the Golden State Warriors to end your series and your chance of dethroning them and becoming your own champion.
I still can't get over that series.
He did it. So it's like I can't put you up where you feel like you need to be until you're able to do it on the big stage. I put a lot of stock in the playoffs. A whole lot. What you do when you get there means a lot to me. And Harden, he just hasn't showed up the way he needs to show up. But that's enough to keep him in that spot.
That's hypocritical.
How?
Because you have Luka Doncic over James Harden.
Yeah.
Over playoff success.
It's not just playoff success.
I get that, but
I mean, you got
James
think.
Harden, you forget, has been to a finals before.
Yeah, but he wasn't the best player on that team.
He definitely
Granted,
wasn't.
he's been to a finals before. He's been to the playoffs before.
You know who else has been to the finals? Tracy McGrady.
No,
Oh.
Yes, he has.
with the Spurs.
Yes.
You count that?
Yes.
That's disgusting.
He's been to the finals. That was
Hold
the
on,
statement.
hold on.
The statement wasn't.
That's
See,
gross.
the
What
point
does
is
that
you-
have to do with anything?
Because you're taking context out of it.
You are
Like,
taking context out of it.
At the end of the day, Harden, yes, he did make it to the finals, but he's not the main reason that they made it to the finals. And he disappeared when they got to the finals.
But here's the thing, though. If you want to do that in comparison to Luka, I'm sticking on the Luka thing. You have a great argument when it comes to Harden. That's fine.
It's
But
context.
what I'm saying is, you have a person that can give you 60 whenever with 15, 17 assists.
I mean, are you saying
That's scary.
you saying Luka can't do that?
I'm not saying Luka can't do that, but what I'm telling you is James Harden's efficiency is there. James Harden's
regular season.
I mean, he's okay. James Harden is Peyton Manning's seasons, like in regular season comparison.
No.
In regular season comparison, we can look at it like this. Even though Peyton Manning was very, very successful, no, hear me out. I'm not comparing the overall career success.
That's more like Dan Marino than Peyton Manning.
That's
So we gonna be
fair. That's
honest.
fair too. Okay, that's more fair. What I was going to compare was we always looked at Peyton Manning as the best regular season quarterback to ever play. And when you look at James Harden's numbers, though inefficient at times, especially in certain games, when you look at his numbers as an overall token, they are very good. They're very productive. And, I feel like James Harden, that's why he had his MVP. It's just that his numbers were great as an overall whole that, when it gets to the playoffs, he looks bad. We understand that. That's why I'm bringing up the regular season in general.
Yeah, when he gets to the
talking about
playoffs, he
overall
turned
career.
into Brick City.
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple of houses on the block that's being built thanks to James Harden. I
Yeah.
get that. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Samaj. But my point is that you're going with Luka. I don't think Luka's not that good of a defender either, if we're going to be honest. If you really watch basketball,
No.
He's not that good of a defender either. They're probably at the same level, if you want to be honest. It's just that I think that Luka right now is James Harden, but just
Hold on. You saying him and James are at the same level with defense?
Yes.
Nah.
You think that Luka is that good of a defender?
I don't think he's that good, but he's not that bad either.
I mean, he at least tries on defense.
Harden, y'all are talking like 2017. Harden is still here.
could've-
Harden has gotten better in defense
Bro, I
the
could have
past couple
sworn
years.
2020 Harden showed you better. Like
2019, I could have sworn he literally let somebody buy him, and he just watched.
Y'all are
him.
talking on one game. Y'all are talking
one game. That's multiple games.
Look, y'all are talking on multiple possessions. I'm sorry, just possessions. We're
Okay.
talking about a whole look at the whole thing here.
If we
Watch
looking
a
at the
game.
whole thing,
Watch a game.
I'll
He's
still
not
take
doing
Luka.
that every possession.
Come on.
Possession. He's not.
I mean, Luka was
And
balling
plus, too,
out in
look
the.
at what James Harden has to do offensively to carry his team that has a 6'5" center that's starting.
He has Russell Westbrook on his team, though. Luka has Porzingis, which was a banged up Porzingis coming off a terrible injury. And look at them. Like, my thing with Luka is I'm
And look at them
foreshadowing.
barely in the playoffs.
barely
The
in the
Mavs.
playoffs. That's
The Mavs.
crazy.
No, they're not barely in the playoffs.
What are they, like, sixth?
I think that last time I checked, it was like 5th, 6th area.
Yeah, that's because Sunday was like.
But that's what a second
But
year.
they're hanging on to a couple of teams on their tails.
But
Come
that's what
on.
a second year guy, though.
I get that.
That's just with that team. You take Luka off that team.
It's
that
just a
team
bunch
is-
of role players.
They're bums. But you take Harden off that team, you still have Westbrook.
Yeah.
So you still have more of a fighting shot. Porzingis is not taking that team to a promising land.
I don't trust.
I'm
I
just
mean,
saying.
Westbrook is going to take you farther than Porzingis led team. Ask the Knicks. Well, even though I don't think too many people-
I wouldn't
to
go
be
that
fair,
far.
I don't think a lot of these players on this top 10 list would have took the Knicks anywhere either.
Hold
But
on now.
We're close
LeBron
to
would have
ending
took
this
the
list. We
Knicks
gotta get
somewhere.
through this list, man. We're close.
I got one
I mean,
more.
I
I got
got
one more.
I got to
got
get
two.
to my 6 and 7.
Oh,
I
go
got
ahead,
like-
go ahead.
Well, my 6 would be AD. My 7 would be who didn't I say?
Go through your list again.
All right, hold up. I think I had LeBron.
LeBron. We basically had the same 1 through 4.
Yeah, I want to say what
Except
was
for
it?
they kind of switched.
Yeah, I think I had KD at 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Had Kawhi, had Kyrie at 5. So yeah, I take AD, Steph. I mean, I might harp on him, but he is one of the best shooters. I got to go with that. 8 would probably be. Let's see. I'll probably have to go Luka. I don't have him up as high as T, but you got to have him on that list. He's showing he's a force to be reckoned with. I'll probably put Zion at 9 because
You've got to be kidding me.
come on, a healthy Zion, you don't think he'll
Are you
dominate the league?
serious? Top 10 already off of 19 games?
A healthy Zion.
Off of 19 games.
Yes.
Talk about a hot.
He's not even healthy and he was balling out. Come on now.
That one came out of nowhere. Like,
Come on.
KO. I'm alright with it though.
Off of 19 games.
He's not even fully healthy and he was balling
off
out.
of 19 games.
You said 100.
Top 10
no.
player in this league.
You said 110%.
Off
Right?
of 19 games.
Yes. Because then my 10 would be Ja Morant.
Oh,
Healthy.
wow.
Oh yes. I'm taking them young bucks. Healthy.
Rondell over here doing a fantasy draft on NBA 2K.
Healthy. You said
Oh,
I know it's
110%.
strange, but my brain's gone really insane, and I'm off the chain.
You said 110% healthy. Them two 110% healthy, they gonna ball out. Come on now. They the next two for
I'm gonna
this
have to
whole
bring-
league.
For my 8,
I'm gonna have to bring this conversation up during the Brook League. The Brick League. Definitely.
my
I
8
should
was
be on
Damian Lillard.
commentary
Number
there.
9. Number 9 is Nikola Jokic.
But you gonna get on me for like Zion and Ja.
Exactly. What are you talking about? Nikola Jokic is miles ahead of Zion.
This sounds like bias to be honest.
It's definitely a bias, and it's definitely not a bias at the same time.
All right.
That man is from Serbia.
What that got to do with anything?
Everything.
Okay.
But Nikola Jokic is the okay. So there's absolutely no okay. So okay, let me ask you a question before I get into that. Before I make that point, because I need to know from your position. Is Zion Williamson the best power forward in the league?
No.
So who's the best power forward in the league?
Best power forward?
Yes. Would you say Pascal Siakam?
I'll say he probably.
No. Never mind. It's Giannis. We know it's Giannis. It's Giannis. I'm sorry.
Oh snap! Giannis is a power
Giannis
forward.
is a power forward. Here's where I'm going with this. So you mean to tell me
Right.
you believe that Zion Williamson is better than Nikola Jokic?
Yes.
But what you're trying to tell me is
A healthy Zion.
no.
Yes.
What you're trying to tell me is a person that's not even top 10 in their position is better than top 10, the number one player in their position.
Who's not top 10?
Nikola Jokic is number one center in the league.
What that got to do with anything?
But what I'm trying to ask you is this: like, how does that work? Like Zion just got here from 19 games. He's not even a top 5.
I mean, we done seen Zion against Giannis. He still balled out. We seen him against LeBron. He balled out.
No.
Well, to be fair, it is his list, so
It is
I'm
my
just
list.
confused.
You
It's
said
just-
110%. The talent that man has at 110%.
So you're picking his talent over what you've really seen.
Yeah, I'm picking the potential that he could have.
see that.
Same thing with Ja. The potential that they could have over what I've seen. Yes.
See, and I've done that on my list, but that's why Luka's where Luka is because I'm projecting.
Yeah.
But I think Luka has more of a case just because one, I'm not going to lie, I was far ahead on the Luka train before he got to the league.
So was I.
So it's some bias.
So
It's a lot of bias.
if
Luka's
you
my
knew
10
he was
ball.
balling out in those Euro leagues, why you complaining about where he was at?
Because I just don't see how what Harden has done.
Well, that's why I have him over Harden because I'm projecting. I mean, when we talk about talent, I can't
Like,
look
if you
at
were to
Luka.
say that in the beginning, we would have been fine.
Well, I mean, it's an hour and a half show.
All right.
You got to keep in mind, you know, that
Right.
we can expand on it.
Which, by the
And-
way,
and- go ahead.
oh, I said, which, by the way, we're about to go on the break real quick. I'm gonna let you go. You know, we're gonna start out with a Mojo ad, but you know, check out Mojo Sports Gear. That's my live read. So.
Hey, man. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and my 10 before we go to break. Paul George, I have him as my 10.
All right.
More so a two-way player. I have him below James Harden because his peak was early. Even though he was the best player on the best team, I think after that, the Indiana Pacers days when they were going head-to-head with LeBron, Paul George has started to kind of disappoint when it came to playoff time. So I'll give him credit for that. But Harden had his moments too. But at the end of the day, I just think that they're both kind of intertwined in that you take a step back when it comes to playoff time. Both Harden and Paul George does it, but Harden MVP, Harden just being the best player on that team for so long, being able to do some of the things you said, to be able to go for 55, 11, and 10, like he can do. The dude is immensely talented, but I mean, I just think he disappears. Same with Paul George. That's why Paul George can't go higher to that, and unless he wins this year or within the next couple of years. Paul George can show me with the type of team that he needs to be around. Because let's not forget he was top 3 in the MVP discussion last year.
That's a fact.
The boy can ball, but I'm big on playoffs, which is why Luka can't get docked too much till he gets there. Now next year we might have all different conversations if Luka wets the bed. But I have to see Luka in that atmosphere to be able to wet the bed, to be able to push him down my list. But my list can go up and down depending on what year. But fully healthy, that's my 10.
That's your 10?
That's my
Okay.
10.
All right. And did you finish your 10, Margo?
Yes. I had Nikola Jokic at 9, and then I had Luka Doncic at 10.
Okay. All right.
I
So-
think my list is a lot more reasonable.
I think I had the most outlandish list, probably.
Most definitely. Are you serious?
I
My
mean,
list
they
has
was at
definitely been
9 and
logical.
10. Come on now.
I put a lot of thought in that one.
You
Yeah.
have Ja over Trae Young. I actually might be a good discussion. I'm not mad at that, but like I would actually think that would be a
Yeah,
good
most definitely.
talk.
We
Giants over Trae Young. Go ahead, cut the break.
okay. I'm about to cut the break.
No,
All
I'm
right.
not mad at that.
All right.
one,
We'll
though. I'm
we'll
not
see
mad
y'all
at
in a minute. Okay. All right, and we're back. We're back. I had a wait. What you said we was gonna do?
The honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable
Alright.
mentions.
Y'all want to start it off with the honorable mentions?
How many honorable mentions you want to do? 5?
We can do 5.
This is from the top 10 healthy, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So I guess technically my number 11. Go ahead and give me. I'm stuck between Embiid and Simmons.
Embiid and Simmons.
I'm stuck on
I'll
all
definitely
the
say Embiid before. No, I can't get over that one game. He had like 0 points at one game, didn't
He played like 30 minutes.
he? Yeah.
I think I know what game you're talking about. I don't think he had 0 though.
Had
He made like 0
something.
and like 6 rebounds, I think, or like 2 assists.
I just know he
I don't
didn't show up
remember that
one
game.
game, and it was all over the news. I remember that. So I definitely say Ben Simmons.
I'll just put them both there, but it's just like I don't know which one I would have ahead of which. I guess give me Embiid over Simmons, but I mean it is going off of 110% healthy.
Right.
So, I guess at 13, I'm going to take Klay Thompson.
Ooh, I definitely should have had Clay in my top 10.
Now I want to put Jimmy Butler up there because those are my top 2 most underrated players in the league currently.
That makes sense.
But I just feel like because I feel like with Klay, you could put Klay on any team on earth, and he fits the system. Klay can fit any team on earth and fit the system. And Jimmy Butler is underrated to me because of he's not that superstar scorer,
Right.
but he's a great leader. I love his leadership, like how I love KG's leadership. I like
The in your face.
the
all
in
that.
your face, brash, ish talker that's going to will his team to win no matter what, who just wants to win,
Right.
who doesn't care about nothing else but a W. So I like that. I like that dog mentality. So I guess I'll put Jimmy at 14 and at 15. Give me Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal.
Give me Bradley Beal.
You gonna go with him over John Wall
Of course. Yes.
at 110%?
At 110%, yes. I think I've seen enough out of Bradley Beal these past 2 to 3 years that makes me definitively say, yeah, let me give him over John Wall. Now, I might be really missing somebody because I feel like this is a very tight list.
To be honest, I'm surprised you ain't say Carmelo. 110%.
He's 35, bro. Really, okay. Like,
LeBron's
I really should do this.
ain't LeBron the same
I really
age?
should do this. Let me be fair. Let me put Kyrie at 11. I'm moving somebody. Somebody's got to get out of there. It's probably Beal because I'm not taking Beal over Kyrie, like realistically.
Okay.
So let's be fair. So everyone gets moved back and then put Kyrie at 11.
But you
So-
said Carmelo's 35, but you got LeBron at what, 1 or 2?
The way that they both had their career projections go, like I've always said that from high school to college, Carmelo was better. And no, actually from high school all the way to after their first year in the league, Carmelo was better. I think that it ultimately comes to how they treated their bodies too.
Their first year in the league. You sure about that?
Carmelo Anthony got robbed of Rookie of the Year. It was close.
I
but
mean,
he got
LeBron
robbed.
got Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I know. Carmelo should have got that.
I mean, just because what he had like
He had,
Western
like, 20
Conference Player of the what
I know he
month?
took his team to the playoffs. He
Did
definitely
LeBron
that.
go to the playoffs his first year?
No.
LeBron didn't go
Yeah,
to
Yeah,
his
because
third year.
the thing is with Melo in his career, this is a fun fact for everyone watching. Carmelo Anthony didn't miss a playoff appearance until his third year in New York.
I mean, you got that's kind of slightly the same with LeBron. He hasn't missed the playoffs since his second year.
He's went to 8 straight finals.
Well, he
but
missed-
you
he
see
missed
the
the last
difference
year.
though. You see
Oh
the
yeah, he did
difference.
miss last year.
You see what the difference is though. I think that LeBron was a lot smarter in the offseason
Right.
when it came to taking care of his body, when it came to how he prepared, how his game style fit better with his teams too. Carmelo Anthony, they both have two different separate jobs.
Okay.
Like how you compare Kobe, not even how you compare Kobe, how you compare Michael to LeBron. They had two completely different jobs. You see what I mean? So, but I still believe that with Carmelo Anthony, he didn't take care of his body as well as LeBron did, and ultimately showed.
I can see that.
Well, Melo did things selfishly too. He thought about himself, and he didn't think about the team landscape. He didn't think about because if he did, he would have never requested that trade to New York. Because look what they had to give up to get him, and Denver's thankful they did it because Denver is still reaping the benefits of that. But the way he made his moves is pretty much what ended up being his detriment. And granted, that was probably the world he lived in, where if we flame out, I can point the finger at everybody else. Again, that's what people do. And it seems like that's what Melo did. It doesn't have to be my fault. It could be everybody else's fault. And
Not
then,
exactly.
then after the years went on, you realize Melo wasn't one at fault.
Not exactly. In a sense of his time in New York, you have to understand what was going on in New York. First of all, that was a trash organization after maybe 2014
That he decided to go to, though.
that he decided to go to. Yes,
And
but
decided not to leave
but
when he had the shot.
but you can't necessarily blame the terrible job that Phil Jackson did. That was a terrible.
I mean, Phil didn't come in until like what?
But what I'm saying is
Came
too
in a couple
like
years later.
okay. Here's where I
Phil
put
came in
blame.
at like Carmelo's last few years.
Here's where I put full blame on Melo. Melo should have never re-signed with the Knicks. That's his ultimate mistake.
Not
Because
at all.
Melo
Right.
should have went to Chicago. Melo would have been better off in Chicago because he would have had Derrick Rose coming off of his second injury, a Jimmy Butler that was emerging, and still one of the best defensive teams in the league, and still a great playoff team. And then they had a chance to beat in Cleveland. Remember that at that point. So imagine if Melo was on that team specifically. This is pre-Dreads Rose.
That's why he thought selfish.
Well, this
and he
is
wanted to be.
pre before Rose knees and everything.
No. That was way after that. This is
Okay.
like after Rose's second injury.
Now he may help Rose out by just being somebody that could take the slack off of him. I agree that he should have went to either there or Houston. I thought those were Melo shots, but he wanted to be the man on his team, and he wasn't aware of his talent and lack thereof. Melo was the number one scorer on the championship team, possibly, absolutely, but you need more. Melo didn't want to have somebody else that he could pass the ball to. Melo wanted to take all the shots and then blame the rest of the bums for not being able to depend on them to make a shot. And that's exactly what happened. The best teams that he had was the ones with J.R. Smith and Shumpert and all those previous as those Knicks.
Tyson Chandler, old Jason Kidd, old Baron Davis, Pablo Prigioni. I know all that.
Pablo
squad,
was
man.
big time for him too, actually. But I just think that Melo made bad decisions and he may never get a ring because of it. Now, granted, right now Melo looks healthy. Melo, I don't know if you guys seen him recently, but Melo's lost some weight.
Yeah,
He looks like he's ready, but that might be just enough to have 8 games over there in this quarantine and you're out.
I just think it's too late for his career.
It probably
I think
is.
it's over.
It probably
He's
is.
not getting.
I mean, if he find a different team, he could ride somebody's coattails too.
He would have to go to LA next year.
I wouldn't say
order for
LA.
him. He would have to go there for cheap.
I mean, what are we talking? Lakers, Clippers. Okay.
He has to go there in order for him to win the championship. That's the only way he wins the championship because he's not winning it with anybody else. And I have a hot take too. There are a lot of top tier NBA players that you're not winning a championship with as your number one option. If you gave me the top 10 players that we named, I can only name you probably like 2
that can win a championship.
as the number one option. I can probably only name 2 or 3.
I mean, what LeBron, KD?
LeBron, KD, and Steph.
I can see that.
I just don't see because
Wait, not
yeah.
even Kawhi. Technically, Kawhi did it.
I mean, yeah, technically Kawhi did it. It's just, man.
Yeah, so that's
Can
4.
you? Oh, that's a tough question. Who are you more likely to win a championship with? So one of those 2.
Between who?
Between Steph and Kawhi.
Kawhi. I mean, he just showed you.
I'm just saying. I mean, I get that.
He beat Steph's team.
Yeah, Steph was healthy.
I'm talking about if you had a completely different team, like if you started your own team.
Kawhi.
But if you made
Yeah, still
you
Kawhi.
start a team today, you're picking Kawhi over Steph.
Yeah, I'm gonna always want somebody that can do it on both ends of the ball. Like if I don't always need a bucket.
Don't always need that. Just need someone to
You
stop.
don't always need a bucket.
I don't always.
That's how
need,
you win.
No. My point is, I don't always need a bucket. I can be up. I need to stop somebody. If there's a game-winning opportunity, and I got Steph guarding you, Steph's gonna get Kyrie. Kawhi ain't getting Kyrie, brother.
At all. He done showed you. He guarded Giannis. Who could guard Giannis?
I just don't like that statement. That's what it is.
What do you mean?
Okay, so it's just like when you literally say I don't need a bucket.
That means I'm up.
So okay.
I need
So
to
what?
stop.
So think of that in money terms.
I mean, okay.
I don't need no more money. I'm a millionaire.
No, think on it like this. If we're up, right?
But you got to keep. You have something more to continue for until it's over.
No, I'm up. I need
getting more.
That's why the comparison doesn't make sense because I'm up, so I need a stop. If I need a stop, who am I going to put out there?
Exactly.
Kawhi.
But you got to stop no matter what if you play because they're going back and forth.
Point being to make the math very simple for you. Point being is if I need a bucket, I can depend on Kawhi to give me a bucket.
Right.
If I need a stop, I can depend on Kawhi to give me a stop. If I need a bucket, I can depend on Steph to give me a bucket. If I need a stop, I can't depend on Steph to give me a bucket.
Yeah, I gotta look somewhere else for someone to get a stop.
That's why I go Kawhi over him because that's that one thing that you lack, that stop area. So when I say I don't always need a bucket, that means I can be up 91-89 and they have the ball with 3 seconds left. I need that stop. Well, if I got Kawhi, I feel a whole lot better. If I got Steph, I'm thinking of this. Step back, game, Cleveland hosting trophies. That's what I'm thinking.
That thought is scary to me because it's just like it makes me think that y'all are content.
Content.
Yes, content with a 7-point lead. Not y'all. Okay, in this analogy, y'all don't also explain what the time clock is. So technically, that leads me to my imagination to say y'all are content with a 7-point lead and comfortable at any point in time and under like over 10 seconds.
Yeah, because I have Kawhi. Because I can say if I need a bucket,
if it's 10 seconds left, I'm up by 7.
You don't have to worry about nothing at that point. That's great. But anything else, you still have to worry because anything can happen. Reggie Miller has taught us that. Come on now.
I do have to worry because Kyrie can go for an 8-0 run on Steph.
I mean, Steph can literally get you 2 threes like that.
I'm not saying y'all are wrong in y'all's pick. What I'm saying is that analogy sucked. That was the only thing I'm saying.
I can see how it's confusing if you don't give it more context, but at the same time, if I need a stop, I got to go with Kawhi.
No, most definitely. I'm not saying that.
And he has shown that he could get a bucket. Even some of the luckiest buckets he could get.
That's what.
But I just think that it's not as far as people make it out to believe.
His defense on?
No, I'm talking about as the question as a broad.
No, it's not. I mean, you can pick either one and be happy with it.
Right.
Like I'm not. If I have Steph Curry, if you tell me I can't have Kawhi, but I can have Steph, okay, let's try to win the championship because he can be the best player on the championship team. I have seen Steph Curry do that, but I've also seen Kawhi do that. Now it comes to the difference. The difference is Steph Curry can't get me a stop when I need him to get me a stop. I've seen him at that point. He did not get me a stop. Kawhi shut down Giannis. That means to me, Kawhi can get you a stop. He can get you one stop. Himself. Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm going to take the guy that can not only get me a bucket, but can get me a stop over the guy that I know can get me a bucket. It's the more you do. What's the phrase that used to come around back in the day? The more you know. Just change that a little bit. The more you can do. That's the guy that's going to play for me. The one that can do it offensively and defensively.
Okay, so we close to the end. You said your 5. Let's get T's 5, and then we'll get mine.
My 5 is I have Dame Lillard, Westbrook, Embiid, Jimmy Butler, and Cat.
Who was your
Man,
last
I
one?
forgot about Cat. Hey, yo.
Oh, you said Cat.
Yep.
Okay.
Carl Anthony Towns.
All right. So my last five will be probably, let's see, Clay. Yeah, Clay. Probably Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler. 110%. I'll probably have to go Jason Tatum. He's been showing lately that he's dependable.
Interesting.
And five. Let's see, five. I'm trying to think. I really don't know. 110%. Who didn't I say in that top 10?
You didn't have Jokic in your top 10.
I'm gonna go Porzingis. I'm not a Jokic fan. Yeah, I'm gonna go Porzingis, man. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm full of hot takes. What can I say? Jokic, he probably is the better player, but I've never been much of a Jokic fan compared to Porzingis. I feel like he could give me a bucket way better than Jokic can at times. I got both of y'all in shock. I had to go somewhere. I had to go somewhere with it. I had to, man. I had to go somewhere with it, man.
Hey, yo, Smills. It's his list, though.
It is my list. I knew how y'all was gonna get with that reaction. I had to go for Porzingis over
In a
Jokic.
dark alley.
Okay, that's crazy.
Oh, man.
All right, well, we at the end, so let's talk about some Brick League. You want to take it over, T?
Oh, yeah, the Brick League is a lot of fun, man. I did commentary on last Saturday. It was great basketball, man. It's just beautiful to see. You know, that's when we talked about the NBA and them not feeling as fortunate or, complaining about little things. The Brick League really brings to me a perspective of guys that just go out there and play basketball. They don't care about nothing else. They just care about, the safety of everything and to play basketball. When I walked in that gym, I've seen Cody, the guy that, runs everything pretty much. He's the one taking the temperature checks, giving people hand sanitizer and stuff. I've seen that man, wipe the floor himself. I've seen the man go talk to the scoreboard. He's just that kind of
Clean the floors during the middle of the game.
everything, and it's just everybody's in unison with it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's there, they're there to help each other. They're there for a greater cause. And at the end of the day, it's really, really quality basketball, and I love being a part of it. I love seeing that because you don't see that enough. So they always had the games on Scoring Their network. Make sure to tune in, man. It's good listens, man. It's good listens, good watching. Again, good basketball. I mean, a lot of times people have programs that's not really good basketball. Don't let the name Brick League fool you. It's not a lot of bricks being made of shot over there, man.
I don't know. Them free throw shots they be shooting, man. Yeah.
I mean, it all depends on the team you watching. You watching
I'm
ENS,
sorry,
it's gonna be
man, 'cause I don't know.
Now,
I mean-
the free throws give you more bricks than Yo Gotti, but other than that, sound like a Jeezy album with that one, man.
You really don't have Jokic as the top 15 player in your list.
You mad about that one?
And Zion in the top 10 at that. I don't like you.
I had to give hot takes. What can I say?
No, you
You
don't.
gotta shake it up
Makes
sometimes,
sense.
bro. Whatever. We at the end anyway.
Porzingis?
Yes, sir. Gotta shake it up. Gotta shake it up.
Do I need to tell you what Jokic did last season?
Now
I know what he did last season.
I will say this: it was the fully healthy top 10. And
Exactly.
Porzingis, you won't find another dude like him. I will say that he is truly a unicorn.
It's
But
not like
I
I'm
do need
just
to see
picking
more.
names out the air.
I
Fully
feel like I need
healthy.
to see more. I feel like he's more top 30 than top 10, top 15, absolutely. But if he's saying Porzingis top 30, it's not outlandish.
I mean, I would have pushed Porzingis back, but I just have to shake
No,
it
you
up.
gotta push him back like Stephen A. Hairline.
That's crazy.
That's far back.
All right, well we we done anyway.
Back.
So let me shut this out. All right. So yeah, how y'all feeling? Anything? Last
I
words?
feel disgusted by you.
I'm happy to be back, man. This is my debut show. This show's been on 2
that's
weeks.
right,
This
that's
is my
right.
debut, so
Okay.
I'm happy to be here and not getting my teeth yanked out by two dentists. They jumped me. So
Yeah, so what? Like, tell us more about you though, T. Let the fans know about you.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Tell us a little bit more before
who
we
you
close
look
it out.
for, who got you in the game of basketball? What's up, man?
what got me into basketball is actually just a number of things really. Shout out to Barnett Recreation Center. I went there a lot. Love the game there. Just kind of growing up, the league pass. Just kind of being by myself. I'm by myself a lot of time. So usually, to keep me company, I'm throwing some sports. I've loved the game for a long time. I used to go to the library a lot, look up Slam Online magazines and stuff like that. Just I always felt like if you love something, you put your all into it, and you do your best to show it love, and that's what I felt with sports. That's why I'm here. I truly love it. So think about we're here during COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that just speaks to not just me, all of us. The fact that we love sports so much that we'll do it even when there ain't no sports on. And it just comes from my upbringing and just kind of growing up. And again, I just believe in if you love something, you show it that you love it, and that's what I feel about the game. I was never dumb. I always knew that I was gonna be short and skinny, so there was no basketball actually playing in my future up until like
Could have been Mo Williams.
Mo Williams a 6'1",
I
170.
can't think. I'm thinking of Nate Robinson. I said Mo Williams.
Nate Robinson has a 44-inch vertical. I have none of those.
You could have been
Alright,
Muggsy Bogues.
Yeah.
There you go,
he can
another
play
one.
ball. Like, that's the other skill I didn't have.
Muggs T-Bogues.
Yeah, I'd have been musty bows out there being silly for real. But I mean, I always knew like the best way I can do my sports thing and not have to actually be there on the court is to love it and be able to pay attention to it that way and the behind the scenes of it. Doing this.
Right.
I don't have, a lot of athletes say that, or just because you didn't do that or you didn't play professional, you shouldn't be able to talk about it. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard, because to me, they shouldn't be able to talk about rap music. They're not rappers. They shouldn't be able to talk about politics. If you can't do nothing, you can't talk about something that you didn't do.
Right.
Then you're kicking yourself in your mouth. But I just think that this was the way that I can kind of give back to. I can't dunk the basketball, but I can dunk on this show.
Okay.
So,
all right.
that's what I'm
But what's your favorite team?
favorite team is the Cavaliers.
All right,
Oh.
okay.
And it's not the LeBron James Cavaliers. It's the Cleveland Cavaliers. So
He talking about Mark Price and them.
Yo, man. Wait,
Brad
take
Doherty.
it back.
absolutely.
World be free.
It's Ohio, man. I support my city, my state, my team's here. I'm Ohio all the way up. So
Okay.
You could probably poop on Craig Elo today.
Craig Elo should have never been guarding me at that time.
Oh yeah.
All right, that's crazy. Well, we gotta go. See y'all next week. We out.
That is the driest buy of all time. Thank y'all for joining us at Open Gym. This has been a great episode. I can't wait for the next one. Next week we got a debate between me and T on Curry versus Kyrie
You forgot about the Tracy McGrady.
and the Tracy McGrady
Since you want to be the producer and
career
everything.
overlook.
That's
Is he
crazy.
overrated, underrated, or just where he's at? Please give us a shout out and give us a message or anything like that. What y'all think and any points that y'all want us to bring up on the show. Thank y'all for tuning in to Open Gym. This is Marvell Nichols.
And your boy T. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that. Don't be a hater. Be a participator. Show some love, man.
All
We do
right.
good. The city do good. Hold us down.
I've been Rondell Sutherland. We'll see y'all.
Unfortunately.
All right, whatever. He'll be over here in the producer chair since he want to take over.
No, I just want you to get out of here.
Yeah, all right.
That list was cheeks.
All right, see y'all.